Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live at 5.
When you're in an area like this where it's only an hour and a half at a time, $30 seems a lot more of a punch to the face than a slap on the wrist.
Some people parking downtown aren't too happy about the new price tag for getting a parking ticket. Good evening and thanks for joining us. Parking in Fargo has been a hot topic for quite a while. The city has made final plans for a parking ramp. A new one will be going up at 2nd Avenue and Robert Street. Along with that, they're changing the way you get parking tickets. What used to cost $15 isn't that simple anymore. Your first violation is free, then it's $20, then bumps up to $45 or even more. Valley News Team's Christine Stanwood talks to the community about parking downtown.
It does seem like a little bit of a hike, but it does seem like a great way for the city to make money, so.
Nobody likes the feeling of finding this on your windshield. And now in Fargo, the more you get, the more you pay.
It's kind of hard when you park in front of your own place and you get a ticket.
The only people that would have to pay more are those that had 4 or more tickets in a 6-month period.
It does seem very excessive. I can understand if someone has to pay $15 for being parked a little too long.
All you have to do is tell them what lot you want to go into.
Commissioner Mike Williams says everyone's starting over. Your first ticket is free as a lesson to teach you where to park.
Actually, it's higher than a speeding ticket in Fargo because that's only $10.
While some people laugh at how cheap speeding tickets are, they aren't laughing at paying up to $60 for a parking fine.
I've always kind of taken pride in that North Dakota's tickets are a lot cheaper than everybody else's, whether it's parking or speeding. If you get a parking ticket in Minneapolis, you could spend about $35, and that's for a major metropolitan area. So I like to think of Fargo as a nice little city, but I don't want that portion of the city here.
In Fargo, Christine Stanwood, Valley News Live.
Parking meters in the city of Fargo are illegal. However, Commissioner Williams says that the new pay booths off the street are an added bonus for people who want to pay to park in popular lots. He recommends if you park downtown overnight, use one of those pay lots so the city can keep the streets clear. More than 30 members of law enforcement and firefighters filled a Clay County courtroom to show the judge they disapprove of an assault on their fellow officer, and the courts need to take it seriously. Faruku Latwama entered his plea for a second time today after the judge didn't accept his first felony guilty plea agreement that would have him carry the felony for the rest of his life. Latwama punched a Clay County Sheriff's deputy in the head several times back in March. Moorhead firefighters had to step in and help the deputy. Latwama injured a firefighter and sheriff's deputy, and today Latwama pleaded guilty again. With no plea agreement, Judge Stephen Cahill accepted the plea but did not feel ready to hand down a sentence. Moorhead Assistant Fire Chief says that his department came to support police officers.
This was something that was beyond what's acceptable in society, and the fact that with the sentiment in this country and with the great law enforcement we have in this region, we felt that we work with these guys every day, that we need to be here to represent them as well. And you know what, it was not, it's not an isolated incident from what we've seen. We're trying to make a point to the judge that this is something to be taken very seriously.
Now coming up tonight on Valley News Live at 6, hear from the Assistant Chief about how much pushback they see in our area. Well, it's been a beautiful start to November. Mild temperatures, sunshine, and a beautiful sunset. How's it going to be tonight? Let's talk to Hutch to find out. Hutch?
Well, we have wide-ranging temperatures across the region, but most of us are above average for this time of the year. You can certainly see a lot of still 60-degree readings down to the south, a lot of 50s up to the north this evening. Things are very quiet, and as we take a gander at the satellite radar, we have a few clouds drifting rapidly overhead in the jet stream winds, but for the most part, we stay quiet this evening. Temperatures falling quickly through the 50s, and then after 8, we'll be in the 40s. So take that light jacket with you if you are indeed heading out. And keep your eyes on the skies. Chance of the aurora as we go through the overnight hours. And here's what, well, Kim and Abby Idso saw this morning. Over Castleton, a meteor entering the Earth's atmosphere, burning up very early this morning around 7 o'clock. We'll have more on your hour-by-hour forecast as we head toward the Deer opener late this week, and it does look like we'll see some changes in our weather. I'll detail those in a moment.
I can't believe it's already coming up this weekend.
It is.
All right, thank you, Hutch. 2 suspects have been identified in a shooting case over the weekend. At this time, Dilworth police say the individuals' names have not been released because officials are waiting for approval on some paperwork. If they get that approval, warrants may be issued and the names should be released. The shooting happened at an apartment at 202 5th Street Northwest in Dilworth. 4 to 5 people dressed in black and wearing masks came to the front door of the apartment and tried to break it down. They shot at the front door before it was forced open, and further shots were fired at one of the people inside. The suspects then left as officers were arriving. Several people from inside the apartment also left, and a car was stopped down the street that was involved. Authorities say this incident appears to be in connection to an earlier one involving the same people at a party in Fargo. We expect to hear from the parents of Jacob Wetterling tomorrow afternoon. This will be the first time since the newest developments in their son's disappearance. Last week, investigators named Danny Heinrich as a person of interest and charged him with possessing child pornography. He's not been charged with anything in the Wetterling case, but authorities believe there is a link. The parents plan to hold a short press conference at 12:15 tomorrow. Continue to stick with Valley News Live and valleynewslive.com for more on this developing story. Supporters didn't quite get it right the first time, but they did this time. North Dakota's Secretary of State accepted a petition to put an initiated measure on next year's ballot legalizing marijuana for medical purposes. With voters' approval, the initiative would make it legal for North Dakota residents to possess up to 3 ounces of marijuana for medical purposes. It says those who qualify could obtain the drug from a state-licensed dispensary or grow a limited supply for personal use. More than 13,000 signatures are needed to get the question on the ballot. Tonight, we have the latest developments in the search for a woman missing from Bemidji, Minnesota. 31-year-old Rose Downwind has now been missing for nearly 2 weeks. Valley News Team's Neil Carlson has the latest on this case from family members and how reality TV star Dog the Bounty Hunter is involved.
Rose, if you hear this, please get a hold of somebody. If you are out there, we love you. We want you to come home. And everybody's just, we're waiting for you to show up, Rose. We love you.
Rose Downwind's ex-boyfriend reported to police that he saw Downwind leave his Bemidji home on Wednesday, October 21st.
You have concerns about the ex-boyfriend on Stoner Avenue?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, that's the one.
But you have no real information that would...
No, I don't. No, there's no real information other than that's where she disappeared from.
Okay.
And the other concerning thing is that her telephone is not on, it's dead.
Meanwhile, the missing woman's biological mother, Darla Banks, says Dog the Bounty Hunter won't be coming to Bemidji. However, she says Dwayne Dog Chapman has hired private investigators to look into the case. Family and friends have been putting up posters in the neighborhood where Downwind was last seen. They've also been searching nearby parks and wooded areas. The family is confident that someone has information about this case.
I also want to mention that whatever is done in the dark always comes to light.
She was always with the children. They were number one. She never left like this before. Never left the kids more than one night, and that would be with their dad.
From Bemidji, Minnesota, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
Bemidji Police Chief Mike Maston declined to comment today. Meanwhile, we have more information online, including a link to help find Rose on her Facebook page. Just go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. We had a pretty good idea of how you felt about refugee resettlement in the Fargo-Moorhead area, but we wanted to know for sure. So we commissioned and paid for a survey. Tonight on Valley News Live 10 at 10, we take a deeper look into this topic. It's quickly becoming a defining issue for the field of 2016 presidential hopefuls and has direct effects on us here in the FM area. It's a major resettlement area. Everyone from lawmakers to school officials and police have to make decisions for the dozens of adults and children coming to this community. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric uncovers what you really think about refugee resettlement. Coming up tonight on Valley News Live 10 at 10. People around the valley are headed to the polls to cast a ballot on several school bond referendums. Here's a rundown of some of the biggest issues. Moorhead Schools is asking for a $78.2 million referendum. People in Detroit Lakes are voting tomorrow on $68 million plan. People in Dilworth, Glendon, Felton are voting tomorrow on a $31 million bond referendum. And East Grand Forks schools have a $20.6 million bond on the ballot tomorrow. For a full list of elections and bond votes tomorrow, we have a link on valleynewslive.com. Just click on the hot button. Looking for a vehicle? Get the deal one company offers its employees. The discount worth thousands is coming up next.
Just to the south of Fargo, temperatures were very close to 70 degrees today. More warm weather to talk about, but big changes as we head through the week as well. I'll detail everything right after this.